Cody, go back. Good! Good dog! That is a good dog!
Hillbilly girl, just as sweet as wine.
Go back. Good. Go back. Go back. Good dog!
Like a muscadine. Said you
dog.
get a
Very
little
good.
touch of Holy Ghost.
Cody, go back. Good dog!
Catfish head
Good.
on
Good girl! That's a good girl! Oh, good. Good, did. Good dog. Good dog. Real fun. Good. We're back here this morning now. It's funny, yesterday the sandhill cranes came through and the same pair just came through. And I don't mind that at all because I do think it's something that is distracting. For her, it's attention gathering for sure. So they just kind of made their circle through here. We're back in the exact same spot that we were yesterday, which is a different spot from where we were working. The mosquitoes are really bad. We sprayed down pretty heavily. Cody didn't, obviously, and she's covered in them. So we're gonna, that'll play into this. I mean, that's gonna be annoying for her and I. So it's just a focus thing we'll have to work through. What we're gonna do is we're gonna work in this same area. I liked yesterday's session. I thought we started to not only see that the handling, the actual commands are strong enough to kind of overcome the change in environment. So we saw that, which is great. That's what we're looking for, but I don't want to just assume anything, so we're going to continue here, and she's going to have to prove that to me over the next couple days probably. The other thing that we're going to do is that we did yesterday and we're going to continue to do that I really like, because this is where it starts to get a little more fun too, is applying some of those skills and building them into our session. So we're going to go back. I'm going to start out this morning different than I have done. We're going to start out with that spot that was kind of over by that pile of dirt in that corner, which is along this straight edge. It can be used for lining, it can be used for handling. We're going to start out with, and I brought extra bumpers today. We're going to start out with 2 of them there, and we're just going to leave them. So then we're going to move down, and I'm going to use the short end of this field. This field's kind of like a rectangle. It's long this way, shorter this way. It's probably about 70 yards wide, probably 120 yards from where the bumper is to the corner long. So not a huge field, but a perfect size for us to be doing some of these drills. So we're going to go and we're going to use the short end. And we're going to send, I remember yesterday she had a little bit of an issue with that back end of that field curves a little, and it caused her to kind of run a little bit. So I'm actually going to come out in the field a little bit further, not necessarily put her back up against the wall, and I'm going to use that as my 90 left and right and see if that improves or not. From there we are going to leave some, I'm leaving these here for a couple reasons. I may come back to them with a hard right-handed cast down the line, or I may send her from the corner. Yesterday, if you watched, we ended it by cutting across clover at an angle. That's something that we'll probably build in today. I've brought a dummy launcher, so we're going to do a distraction or a diversion with a dummy launcher and then send her to another bumper. So I'm thinking of ways to incorporate or build in additional things into today's lesson, and so we'll kind of see how it shakes out. But we are going to do it relatively similar to how we set things up yesterday, just with a little bit different twist. Heel. So we leave those 2 and we're going to head down here, and then we'll start setting up, making some retrieves down there. Okay, so we left those 2 back there. Ben's got the second camera set up here in the middle. So I'm bringing her down. We're going to set up, like I said yesterday, by putting her back right tight to that tree line. I do think it kind of influenced her line and took away from being really a 90 degree. So what I'm going to do is I do like giving her a little bit of a visual target, and there's a trail that comes into our field right there. So it's kind of like a dark pocket. And so what I'm going to do is take a dummy, I'm going to pitch it right into that pocket. So I am going to give her kind of a sight to get sucked into. So she's going to see that one. I'll even take her with me here. We'll come back down. Now this one, today the way I have it set up, she shouldn't be influenced by that kind of corner that curves like that. So there's one, and I actually might put one up and over even. So she's got to go up and over that heel. A little bit of a, it's actually our property line, so it's just a little strip of grass that's still mowed there. It's still standing there. So I'm gonna take her right here. Here. Now, by doing this also, I give myself a chance to put a diversion over the top of her. So she sees that one too. So now now there's 3 choices. And so I'm gonna come over here and just reposition her so that she's squared up. Come here. Ben just made an adjustment. He's getting kind of fancy with his angles. I like it. But he made an adjustment with that camera. But so now what I just did was, before he moved that camera, was we pitched a bumper up and over the top of her. So right now, this is the first time I think she's had one on that side, one on this side, one into the back. And as I move my hands around, that's intentional too, because she's looking at me. Now she's not really that dialed in right now. She's probably a little bit pestered by the million mosquitoes that we have out here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send her to the left. There's 2 dummies out there. Here. She's gonna make a good decision, but she just wasn't patient. Here. She just wasn't patient enough. And maybe I should have sped it up and sent her. But I'm looking for a little bit of precision right now. Get out. Good. Good dog. Very good. Very good. Hold. 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 Good. Did. Good. Heel. Now, what I really like about that also is the idea that I corrected her, and she didn't cave in. Sit. She took that correction just fine. Sit. And I think that she's getting that a little bit too lately, where I've been able to give her a little bit of correction without a real negative effect. So I'm gonna put that one back out there. So I've got 2 there. Now, I'm gonna put my right hand up and I'm gonna send her back for the one that's right behind her. She just saw that one go. Remember, we have one over here. We've got 2 over there. We've got one behind her. My hands are dramatic. I'm doing this on purpose so that she doesn't get antsy and want to jump. So I just threw that one out there. I'm not going to send her back with my left hand. I'm going to send her back with my right. Go back. She spun the right way, but didn't go back. Here. Sit. So we're going to stop that. We're going to correct it. I'm going to shorten this up. Go back. Good. No! She's forgotten about it. Here. Here. Sit. Good. Go back. So she clearly remembers that one. Here. Here. Sit. Sit. Go back. Good. 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 Hold. Dead. Good. See how easy that is? Here. Here. Go back. Good. Good. Good dog. Very good. Still, she didn't remember that one. Did. But she did it. Heel. Heel. She did it. Come on. Because we had just done it before. So she tried. Man, she tried. She just couldn't convince herself to go back instead of that last bird. Now, the one that's been out there the longest is that one on the right. No. No. Get out. No. Here. 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 Sit. Get out. Good. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Hold. Good. Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. Did. Good. 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 Right back into the same spot. Here. 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 Good. Get out. Good dog. Good dog. And you can see without that back fence line, good dog, here. Without that back fence line, she's doing a much better job, or tree line I should say, did. She's doing a much better job of 90 degrees heel, which is what we want. Good dog. Now, we've got one on each spot. One to the left, one to the right, one straight back, heel. Cody. Get out. Good. Good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. That's a good dog. Very good. That's the first time, That's the first time we've sent her in a direction after a dummy, stopped her, and then changed it. So I'm very happy with that. It'll allow us to start kind of doing some little bit of some like baseball type stuff. I like, we'll talk about that because we'll probably do it later this week, but I want to continue in this spot. But I think that is a real good indicator of starting to get it. She really is. Now, we got 2 over there. Watch, watch, no, heel. I'm just gonna back up, add some distance. We're gonna pick this middle one with a back cast, and I'm gonna leave those 2 over there. Now I wanted to add some distance to this just so I got a little bit of room here. Cody. Here, here. She doesn't go hard. I'm not sending her, I'm not handling her. Here. Watch. Watch. Cody. Go back. Good. Good dog. So there she had another option, a potential send to the left. Good. Did. That's why we stopped her in that same spot. That's why I backed up, was to give me a little bit of a running go at it, give her a little bit of a chance to make some momentum. Now, here. Now, I find myself kind of in the middle of those 2 dummies. So this goes against what everything we've done here today has been 90 degrees. This way or this way. With these beans or 90 degrees to these beans. This heel is going to be at about a 45 degree. So I'm going to ask her to run across beans and then across clover and then into a little bit of cover to pick these last 2 to be done. So I'm going to send her, well, and we're not going to be quite done, but I'm going to send her for those 2, leaving those longer memories be. Those are just going to sit for a while. They may end up almost being comparable to a blind retrieve for her, because I don't know that she'll remember it after all of this stuff that they're there. She should have a little bit of memory of those. Even though it's been a while, we've picked up several other things, we've thrown several other things, we've worked on some other stuff. So I'm going to send her bend down for there. I don't know if you like your angle right now. You good with it? Okay. So this is, the challenge here is cutting across these rows that go that way. Cutting across the field, cover, 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 changes in the kind of topography a bit. Doesn't look like a lot to us, but it's an awful lot to them. Cody. Here. Here. It's exactly what we're trying to work through. So I'm going to take a few steps towards it. Cody. Good. 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 Good dog. Good girl. So there she took the angle right. Good. Did. Makes the first pick. Now there's another one in there. That's it. So I don't think I have a second one there. So that's another thing you gotta be careful of. Are you still rolling? You gotta keep, I don't wanna send her in there and not have something. So the only reason I think it is because I thought there was a second big white one in there, and I look in my bag and there's 2 white ones here. So I don't think there is another one, and that's okay. I still got those 2 over there. So the difference is we've sent her now. Yesterday we sent her into this corner. Today we've sent her into this corner. Today she's picked from a handling perspective. We're just going to flip it around, and I'm actually going to send the dog back to that one. Now we have sent the dog to that one with some long right-handed casts, and I don't know if we sent a long line or a back to that one, but we've got 2 there. We made retrieves there yesterday, but none today. So the memory or the idea of the spot having birds or potentially having something, that draw, that suction to it, which is what we're looking for in training, might not be there as strong today because she hasn't picked one up there yet today. She's picked everything up down here. So let's see how willing she is to run to that spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heel her down. I'm going to take, and actually, you know what, I might not even add that much distance. Let's get the first one because I know there are two. So let's get the first one. And in case we run into trouble, we're close, and then we'll back up and send the second one a little bit longer. And then if we get this one, no problem, the next thing we'll do is we'll back up and add distance. We'll go to the other corner, and I'm going to fire a shot, a diversion. I'm going to shoot a dummy off, no, and then send back to this one. So you got to remember, not only are we sending her on what might be kind of a blind for her, I don't know if she remembers it or not. Hell, I can't remember half of them. So if she doesn't remember, that's fine, it's a blind. If she does remember, it's a real long delayed memory. Either way, I don't care. I want to find success with it in the confidence in her line. But if she does pick this one nice and clean and we move back for the second one, that challenge that we're throwing at her there is go back to the same spot again. Remember, that was hard for her to think to go back for another one or another one or another one. So we have done drills where we've done 4 in a row, sent her back to the same spot. And it's a challenge for dogs. It's hard for them to realize that there's more than one there. And sometimes they have a hard time going back to the same spot. But so the line for this is we're going to target her at that black mounded dirt. We got to kind of shoot her through those sunflowers, but nope, heel. Not quite there. Her head was drifting this way. And so this challenge is going to be don't run with the grain. Don't run with the rows of the beans. Run across them at kind of a funny angle. The way her head drifted, I think if I had sent her, she'd have went and did what she just did here. She'd go like this and this. And I don't want that. So I need her to really focus and commit. Watch. Watch. No, I don't see it. Heel. Heel. She's really watching my hand more than anything. I want her to look down there and see something. Lock in on it. Watch. Watch. Cody. Good line. Good. Good. Very good. I'm going to add distance to it on the return. Good dog. Very good. Here, here, here. Very good. Did. So, did. Her line was really spot on. So I'm going to back up a little bit and add a challenge to this. Now I'm out of the beans. I'm into the clover. We're going to have to send her through the clover, through the beans, through the clover. Heel. And I'm going to back up, put a little bit more distance to it. Here, here, sit. And the other thing we're going to add to it is we're going to shoot a diversion off. So I'm going to put plugs in because it does get loud. The other thing I like about sessions like this is, you know, they're not in a big rush. There's a lot of downtime in between retrieves, which is realistic to hunting. A lot of downtime in between birds. So what I'm going to do with this is I think I'll fire it. I'm not sure on my distance. I think I'll fire it this way. Send her this way. Heel. Watch. So there's a shot off. She's steady. No break. So that's real important. We take our time to kind of resettle. I'll let her take a look at it. She probably watched it. No, leave it. Heel. Take a step back. And now we're going to go right back to that line that we just came off. Now, the temptation is it's on her side. That's the last one. It was fired. It wouldn't be hard for her to go right there. So I really have to focus again on, does she commit to that line? She should follow the exact line that we just walked over. If I had fired it over this way, at least that way I'm in between her. But we know, leave it, and now we're on to this one. Cody, go back, go back. Good. Good. Real good line. She took the line that I sent her on, which was a little bit left. Good. Now she's going to have to hunt this one. That one's feathered. This is where the trust in her trusting me to get to the right spot, me trusting her when she's there. And I don't want to touch her. I want to let her hold that area. Good. I didn't want to do anything but let her hold the area on her own. If she had started to drift, or I felt like she was going to start to drift, I may have reminded her, stopped her, and then gave her hunt command, hunt command, hunt command, but did. I think there's value in doing that, in practicing the hunt command. I also think there's value in leaving them figure it out, as long as they're in the right spot. My job is to get her in the right spot. Her job is to let her nose do the rest. And that's all natural stuff to them. So I'm a big believer in, I don't need to be holding their hands literally to a spot. I want to get them in a general direction, and with some that's logical and makes sense, and then let them, I don't want to take away from their natural game finding. So now we got one out there that becomes a bit of a memory. It's just past the camera, I think. I probably should have done a better job of marking it. So this is one of those things too where I don't know exactly where it is. I think it's just right to the camera, but I've been wrong before. So I'm going to send her there, and then I'm going to hope that all this hunt that we've put into her allows us to make the find. I know it's not a runner, so it's there. Cody. Good. Good dog. Good dog. Good. So I've been making a point, Dad, of trying to help her as little as possible at times. Sometimes I need to help her, and that's fine. Sometimes we're going to do drills. I got to make sure I didn't leave a bumper here. Sometimes we're going to do some drills. Here. Sometimes we're going to do some drills that we want to help them. We want to make sure they get helped. There are going to be other times where I want them to kind of carry the weight. Now, if you ever feel like you maybe left the bumper, which I have this fear that I left one here. So what I can do is I can turn this into a hunt command just to kind of sweep the area. I do this occasionally because I lose track. But I'll let her hunt this. So I'm going to give her a hunt command. But I'm going to be ready in case she doesn't find it. If she doesn't find it pretty quickly, it's probably not there. So then be ready and just slip a tennis ball in and let her find that after a little while. So it's a practical, functional way of using that hunt command drill. Lost. I don't think it's in that cover, so I have confidence she's not going to find anything there. My thought was somewhere in here, or maybe on the other side of the line here. But if it is, her nose should find it. Lost. I like how she has a tendency to go into deep cover. That's where game will likely be found. Lost. lost. I don't want to working out too hard. Here, here, here. Lost, lost, lost. If it's anywhere, it would be in there. Lost, lost, lost. Good. So I don't think there's one in there. So I am going to slip my tennis ball in to that cover. Lost. Look at that nose. Good dog. Good dog. Hold. So you could see out here, she caught wind. She just tracked it right back in. That ball wasn't in there very long. So good scenting conditions today, kind of damp, moisture on the ground. So great session. Very practical session. We put together some pieces. She did very well with it. She handled it. The few times that we had a little bit of a hang up, I don't think for a second that those weren't valuable. I do think she learned from and potentially my setup wasn't right, but intentionally maybe I set it up so that we challenged to make her really go against what seemed logical. Just saw a dummy fly over there. You told me to go back. I took your command, I went back, but man, I know it's over here. I don't think it's over here. So I don't think she was doing it to defy me. I think she was doing it because she honestly thought that's where it was. So help her out, send one over the top. She goes back and picks it, then I get her another, then I do another one behind it, and she goes, maybe there is something back here, and she found it. So when you combine those types of steps in a drill, I think things start to click. That's where things make sense or start to make sense. So hey, we're nearly to the point where we're building in rights and lefts and backs, and maybe we got to go back to back a little bit because we've focused on rights and lefts for about 2 weeks now. So maybe we do have to dial back into a real solid go back command. But either way, we're getting to the point where now we're starting to juggle them a little bit, and we're starting to apply them into more real scenarios, which is going to be, we're going to be able to do some setting up of some drills that will then have flexibility of, I may decide to go back this time, I may decide to go to the right, I may decide to go to the left because I got dummies in all three and I know she can respond accordingly. So it's a real good spot to be at with her. So, and I think you look back, I don't know how long, it's number 33 or 34 or something like that. That's not that long a time. So sometimes it feels like it's longer than it really is. It's really not that long. I mean, we're a month into it. To think that we've come where we started to where we are right now in a month, that's nothing. So be patient. It's maybe a little too fast. Maybe it's so fast. It may end up proving to be so fast that we might have some holes and some problems that we end up having to deal with. Won't be surprising if it was. But good session to build on.